Julie's going to go in the other room and jump in a box. So, we were going to talk about paranormal. We thought we'd have an hour's worth of paranormal chat. So if anyone in the chat has any questions, please feel free to fire them away. Evening, Alice.
Hi, Alice.
How you doing now, Alice? So I've got a question for you, Lise. Have you ever had a paranormal experience? In your case, hi, Alice. Or in your case, I'll broaden it a bit. Have you ever had a personal or paranormal experience that you couldn't explain?
I don't know if we can explain any paranormal experience, really, can we? You know?
No. Well, the question is just designed to get us to stimulate conversation. So, what's the strangest experience you've had then?
Oh gosh, there's been so many. I'm trying to think.
Hey, we can hear you.
It must be.
I don't know what's going on with it.
We can hear you, Rob. We can hear you fine.
Well, I'm Rachel now.
That's fine. So it's your phone or your account for whatever reason.
Yeah, I could hear everyone fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, me Julie.
Hi. How are we all?
Yes, we're good. Thank you. We're good. Thank you. It's been ages since I've seen you, me Julie.
Yes.
Am I allowed tango on camera?
You are.
I've got Pepsi, so we are allowed that, aren't we? Hi, everyone. Hi, Alice. Hi, Kat. Hope you enjoyed the cards.
Yes, they were great.
Yeah, you had all 4 seasons, didn't you?
Beautiful.
It was summer for me, and then somebody had autumn, and then you had spring, and then the last one winter. So all seasons in one go.
Yeah.
And I've got a jar of jam.
You've got a jar of jam. The preserve.
Yeah.
The squirrel.
I like that. It's beautiful.
I like a jar of jam, me.
Yeah, I like a nice rambly jam.
They're beautiful cards.
Yeah,
natural, all about natural green. The Green Witch Oracle cards.
Where did you get them from, Jules?
Where did I get them? Did you get me them, Does? From somewhere?
I got them from Amazon.
Amazon.
I know Rachel was after some new cards.
I'd like to say I got them from a little mystic shop that only appears once every 10 years down an alleyway in York, but I didn't. I got them from Amazon.
But I'm enjoying reading. I'm enjoying the reading about them because it's all natural. And when you look at the pictures and you look at what the pictures represent, like there's one with the tree, and you know about trees, Lisa, and it's sturdy, it's stability, it's strong, its roots grow underneath, but gives life to other things, doesn't it, through its roots and leaves.
I've got a tree in one of I've got Lenormand decks, but the trees I've got different trees, but one of the trees, because it has a rainbow going over the top in the background, that one to me represents more spiritual growth.
Yeah.
So it's like deep rooted, but spiritual growth as well because of the rainbow over the top. Whereas the other tree is more sort of a heavily rooted tree and more about sort of like roots and heritage, I'd say.
Yeah.
More than the spiritual growth part.
And like Boss Cat says, some trees were built on a graveyard. So, I just thought we'd try and have a little bit of paranormal chat, and we'll take questions from people in the chat, absolutely. And one of Mary's first question was, can spirits be mischievous? So let's try and do this. And so we'll go Lisa, Rob, and then Julie with an answer for this on your personal thoughts. So Lisa.
Oh yeah, I think definitely there's mischievous spirits, especially as I always go on about the blimmin' house brownies and the fae folk. They're very mischievous. They like to play tricks on me in my house all the time, and I get mad at them quite a lot. And they know this, and this is why they play me up. So you definitely get
Them
mischievous.
and Kyber both, eh?
Oh yeah, I know. I
Okay.
swear, Kuiper's been sent from the house brownies.
What about you, Rob? What's your thoughts on it?
Oh,
You okay, Rob?
sorry. No, Rachel was just talking to me. I think she probably found that quite an interesting question. Well, I think they are. I definitely think,
Yeah.
you know, spirits can be mischievous. I think my dad's one of them. He done that with the answers, teasing me earlier, giving me maybes. You know, I know that. I take that. See, I take that maybe as a yes, because I take it as that's what he would do.
Yeah.
He'd be like, I'll tease you. I just think, and we've had stuff in the house, obviously, with the kiddie toys
Yes, you
going
have.
off.
Yeah. So yeah, that could be mischievous, couldn't it?
Yeah. When I'm rushing to get to work in the morning, and they keep making me come in and out of rooms, looking at a noise, wondering where it's coming from, and every time I go in there, it stays silent. As soon as I walk out the door, it'll set it off again. I'll poke my head back in there, and it'll stop. And yeah, so I think absolutely.
Jules?
Well, I believe in poltergeists, activity. I believe those ghosts cause a hell of a lot of mischief. I mean, some it's just opening doors and shutting them, and others it's, it can be more serious. But there's also the thing about maybe child spirits who are going about their everyday life, not seeing us, but could be doing playing like they would,
Yeah.
and it can affect what's going on in our life. So to me, it's that crossover, isn't it? Child spirits could be just playing, but we think, hey, that's odd.
Yeah,
Funny.
yeah.
'Cause they've only got a limited amount of ways to express themselves. I mean, I think spirits are like people. They were people, obviously. I think they're as diverse as anything, and some are playful, some are malicious, some are loving, some are caring. I think they're as diverse. So definitely that's a character trait I think that some spirits can have for sure. So next question is, what's the creepiest thing that's ever happened to you late at night? But I'll expand that to any time. Starting off with you, Lisa.
Oh gosh, there's been many. But there's a really, really deep one, but it's probably a bit too deep for TikTok Live. It's quite sad as well, but
Well, it's up to you. Don't.
Hi, Maria.
If you feel uncomfortable with anything, you don't have to tell us.
Yeah,
Hi,
and it's just-
Maria, welcome in.
hi Maria. It's just sort of it's wording it. It was like a few years back. When my little one was really poorly, we had to take her over to the not the emergency hospital, but when there's a doctor that's there 24 hours. We had to take her over it was about 11:15 at night, and we were driving over to the next town, me and my mum, and we came down the motorway and round this bend and saw this, like around the corner, saw this, like, I was like, what the is that? And we stopped, and it was like, what happened was a road accident. A woman was in the road. She was hunched over.
Oh, wow.
Had to sort of shield Paisley away. And there was this guy, he was really not right. But we ended up having like police interviews and stuff, witness statements and things. But the woman actually, it was really sad. She actually passed away right there in the road. Really, really felt for her, and I had to get a little bit of counselling after. But I kept seeing her. She was walking towards me when I went up one evening to take the rubbish out at the top there. She was walking up the road towards me, and I saw her. It was almost as if she was trying to get a message to me to, like, get some justice or something. So, like, did my most that I could to, like, help with the police and give a witness statement. But I was seeing her. It was really quite bizarre. She was coming up the road, and it
Hi,
freaked me
Mara.
out. But, hi, Mara.
Hey, Mara.
I don't know, it's up to you.
But yeah, that was terrifying in that whole scenario and that whole happening and everything.
Well, that sounds like quite a sad incident as well as a creepy
Yeah,
one.
that's what I mean. It's quite deep and but yeah.
What about yourself, Rob? The creepiest, scariest?
Somebody sneeze.
I've probably not really had anything that I would say is really, really sort of creeped me out. In this house at times I've had, again, it's always with these bloody toys. I've been in on my own, and then that's probably when you find it more creepy. It's like you can sort of make sense when other people are in the house. And it's been upstairs, and it's just been Litland's. It's like a music box thing, and again, it's just you'll be sitting there, and this noise is coming. It's just going off. And when you're on your own in the house, that's probably one of the only times I've ever really sort of felt a bit. I don't feel that there's anything bad, but it still gives you a little bit of the goosebumps coming up and thinking, well, what's that?
Yeah.
You sort of creep up the stairs looking, so is there someone up here? And then it'll go off again, right, pretty much there in front of you, and you're like, what? I don't know why it's setting it off. Is someone actually sort of trying to communicate to me? And
Maybe.
or probably actually going back, Daz, that I showed you a video a while ago where I was doing actually a thing with the cat balls.
Yes.
From my dad. And on that actual recording, so thinking back, that was probably one moment, even though it was something I was asking for, when it happened.
He came running upstairs to me.
Oh, there you go. I was like, right, okay, I'm leaving now for a minute, because like it sort of threw me when I asked to, a ball went off, and then I asked to light the other ball, and it happened sort of instantly, which I'd never had, and that sort of sent a little bit of
that confirmation gave you the chills. I get
it.
Yeah.
It did, and because I remember even because I was filming it at the time, and I can remember being like, okay, I'll be back in a minute, and I was like, and I was gone. But yeah, that's probably the only real times I can recall feeling a little bit sort of creeped out by something.
Jules?
I don't know if it was paranormal or not, but when I used to do night shifts when I worked on wards, I don't know whether it was sleep paralysis or whether it was, I don't know. We often went on a break for an hour or so, and sometimes you just couldn't help but nod off because it's the middle of the night, you're having a break, and you start to nod off. And I remember one time I put my head back, and I got myself comfortable, and I thought, right, I'm only just going to shut my eyes for a few minutes. The next minute, it didn't seem that long, and I thought I heard the tea trolley outside. And I thought, oh, God, that wasn't long. My break didn't last very long. And I thought I heard someone knock on my doorstep, waking me up from my break, And then all of a sudden, I thought, come on, get up. And I couldn't move. I couldn't open my eyes. I couldn't move my arms, my legs, anything. I was just like, I felt like cement. And then I just felt as if there was this presence right over me, stopping me from moving. And the only thing that was working was my eyeballs behind my lids and my mind saying, right, move, 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 move. Come on, get up, move. open your eyes, open your eyes. I was saying that in my head over and over again. I was trying to speak to what I thought I heard the girls out in the corridor with the tea trolley waking me up. And it seemed to, I don't know how long it took, but it seemed to take forever for me to actually open my eyes and move. And when I finally did, I was like, you know, like when you're breathing really heavy. And I got up, managed to get up and go to the door, open the door, and it was really quiet. I walked down the ward to where the other girls were at the nurse's station. And they said, you haven't had long. I said, I haven't, I've just heard you in the corridor with a tea trolley. Julie, you've only had like half an hour. I went, oh my God. I said, well, I must have gone into a right deep REM sleep because I felt there was something looking over me. I couldn't move. I could hear you lot in the corridor with a tea trolley. And that really did scare me. That
Yeah, that sounds like sleep paralysis,
Oh,
and
it
you
was
can't
awful.
scream or yell for help to ask somebody to please wake you up. You're like, and
Yeah,
all you can do is say it in your head. Look,
yeah.
there's someone with sleep paralysis in the background.
Bless. Yeah, it was awful. It was frightening.
Yeah, it is terrifying, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. That's the only thing I would say that was really frightening to what, you know, I felt. My heart did skip a beat when we was at the Skirrid Inn, when I heard this godforsaken growl, thinking, what the hell was that? There's no
Because
dog
Dan
in
and
here.
Geordie heard a growl as well,
Yeah,
didn't
because
they?
they'd come running up to us when they'd heard this growl and saw this dark shadow. But we'd heard it after they had as well, when they had got us up and we'd come down for a bit, and it was a crow. I'll tell you what it was. It was a bit like a dog's growl, but it was, I don't know, it was deeper.
Yeah, I
It
heard
was
similar,
deeper.
like you know, the castle that I went to some time ago.
Yeah.
Years back, we'd go onto the castle. It was with my mum and a couple of friends, and it was really like early hours of the morning. We're walking back up that lane, and we heard a
Hey,
deep
Welcome in,
growl, just
Wildflame.
like that. It like comes from. You can't reproduce it. It's
No.
like I
Yeah,
can't do it.
yeah.
It's so, and you know, it's like deep and sinister. There's
Yeah.
something about it. It gets
Yeah.
right to your throaty.
Yeah, it
really
was.
like not from this world. It's something really dark and
Yeah,
deep.
it was. It was like,
You feel it. Like I know what you mean when you're describing that. More hellish. Exactly.
it was. That's the only thing that's made my heart skip a beat. And I thought,
Yeah.
right, I'm going to bed. I need to go upstairs and get under them covers and try and sleep for an hour or so.
I wouldn't like to hear anything
With the
like
light
that.
on. With the
Scary,
light
that's for
on.
sure.
I think for me, taking aside anything that we've done on paranormal, I'd have been about 8 or 9. My brother shared a bed back then, and my parents had decorated in their room across the hallway, but they were still up. It would have been about 8 or 9 o'clock at night. We were quite young, like I say, I was 9, I think, and we heard this baby crying on top of the landing, and there wasn't a baby in the house.
Ooh.
And clear as day.
Was that Pennell Street?
Yeah.
Was it? It was cold and creepy up there, though,
That
wasn't it?
wasn't the only thing we experienced in Pennell Street, but that particular one, this baby crying, and Mum will tell you, often had little things like that. But this particular one, it was, you know, and we got out of bed and popped her head around the door. There was nothing there.
Gosh.
Well, that was an old house, that.
Yeah. It was. It felt quite dark in that bedroom, I must admit. Remember when I stayed with you once, and it did feel quite dark. Yeah. Tap the screen, guys. Let's get Dad
I have
some.
to look. I have to have my finger come right over.
Tap the screen. Tap his
Okay.
nose. Puppy's nose.
I've got one of those auto clickers arriving soon.
Oh, have you? What?
So
How
I'm going
do
to try it out and see what it's like. And
they work?
hopefully I won't have to keep tapping my finger because it will be on auto. It just clicks to the screen and you can set it to go at different speeds and you see how much it's clicked.
Wow.
But I don't know how long they'll last because you get tapped out after a while, don't you?
You can do, yeah. I don't think I've ever been tapped out before, but yeah. I think you can do.
No, it is kind of the same group as the Dutch doll. You know Dan's Amelie?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And Mara speaks the language because she came through the spirit talker, didn't she, in another language?
This is our doll.
Yes,
That's Lillian.
That's our Lillian.
Yeah, but the one that was speaking the language, where is it that Amelie's from? She's
we thought she looked Dutch because she had clogs on and the way she was dressed, didn't we?
Yeah, she does look Dutch with her dress and everything, but it was just
And the bonnet as well, yeah.
yeah, it seemed Dutch words were coming through either the necro that was on or the spirit. No, it would have been the necrophonic. But nobody at the time could translate. But Mara obviously speaks the language, so she would be able to know what she was saying. So
that'd be interesting, yeah.
next time they're on and they're working with her, I'll share it with you, Mara, and you can come and have a look and see if you can pick up any words that she might be saying.
That might be an interesting live, with the spirit talker and Ameline. And I know you're in the Netherlands, are you, Mara? Oh, welcome. You have a beautiful country.
I love the Netherlands. Hello.
Beautiful country.
It is.
So, guys, a bit of a broad question here, starting with Lisa again. What first got you interested in ghost hunting?
What got me interested in ghost hunting? Was that what the question? Yeah.
What first got you interested? Yeah, what first got you interested?
I guess it's something that's always been with me because my mum was a medium, and it's the way that I was like raised into it. It's always been a part of me, if that makes sense. It's always been in the family, and my uncle used to always tell ghost stories all the time when I was little. I know he shouldn't be telling things like that when we were little, but it's one of those things. So it's been an interest that's sort of maybe hereditary, I guess, because it's always been there, and it's always been as long as I know. It's ghosts and spirits and weird stuff happening around the home. Things moving around. I was poked in the back once as well in one of the places where my mum lived. And she was, that's Elizabeth. Oh, thanks, Elizabeth.
Welcome in, Kirsty.
Couldn't
What about
sleep
you,
on
Rob?
my own.
Well, mine would probably go from Rachel, really. As you would recall, when we went to first ever met at WAF.
Hi, Kirsty.
Hi, Kirs.
I was a bit of a skeptic on it all. But she sort of, Rachel's had a massive interest in it for a long time. I think, like Lisa said, I think it's been in her. She has some sort of senses and
My mum's.
And she's saying her mum's similar has had it.
Really,
The ability, even though she doesn't want to sort of believe and use it. So it's always been there. I'm the opposite. I've always rather not know about it. Where from as I was growing up, but the interest sort of got brought out through Rachel. We went, she'd be watching all the investigations and that, and I sort of gradually sort of built into it, and then obviously actually going to do live stuff that sort of experience firsthand. It's not any of them occasions where you're watching it and watching people do it, and you're like, they could be faking that. They could be this, It's like everything unless you experience it firsthand.
Do you like going to
creepy
up. Places, Rob? Do you enjoy some of the locations you guys have been to?
I definitely. Now it's like I'm not as obviously nervy about something happening. I just sort of believe, you know, we want something to happen. Yes, he can make you jump. He can, you know, but I'm not as nervy or like wanting to. Oh, I've got to get out of here.
Yeah, and I'd be terrified to do it in an old sanitarium.
Hold on, sorry.
I think a sanitarium would be a great place to do an
It would be.
investigation.
I think I'd be, because you're playing with different energy there, aren't you?
Yeah.
Mm.
Wasn't
Yeah,
that a
well,
sanitarium in Lincolnshire we did, Julie?
Yes, it was an old asylum, wasn't it?
And I have to admit, Lisa, that was a place with one of the darkest energies I've been.
Yeah, it's that sort of like psychic. I try and say the words with being polite. If you like psychotic energy.
We went the place where I'll say this very quickly because TikTok's funny. Beverly Allitt was there. If you don't know who that is, Google it and you'll quite prolific. Me, Julie, question to you.
Sanitarium is like a mental asylum.
Yeah, so you can imagine the energy there, Mara, that kind of place.
Yeah, all the different energies. That is intriguing, isn't it? That intrigues me as well. Like,
man is a man. I'm sorry, but man's a bit embarrassing.
No, nothing's embarrassing here.
Never.
I first started with an interest from watching Most Haunted when it first come on TV.
Oh, it's not embarrassing. That got a lot of people into it, you know.
Is that because you like Carl?
You know, I believe at first I believed Derek Acora, and you know, and then it just got ridiculous. And then,
Some of the bullshit aside, they did some interesting investigations.
well, there was some beautiful buildings they went to, and there was some of the mediums they had on there I really, really liked. Ian Lawman didn't do enough on there, and I really liked him. He only did an odd special appearance. And there was another guy, I can't remember his name, but he was on there as a medium as well, and I liked him. I even liked the parapsychologist guy, that Kieran O'Keefe, because he was the debunker.
yeah.
He didn't believe hardly any of it, but I liked the locations, and I just thought, oh, wouldn't that be interesting? Wouldn't that be interesting? Wouldn't that be interesting to do it myself? And so you watch them and watch them and watch them, and then it was, I don't know, just a bit before COVID, and then I found Ghosts of Britain, and I started watching them, and I just loved it. I thought, oh, this is real. This is more real. This is like live now. We can watch it live now. And then obviously the interest peaked more, and you go searching for YouTube sites and other paranormal investigators. And, you know, there's a lot out there who are obviously fake. There's a lot out there who are quite respected. And yeah, that was basically, it was Most Haunted that got me intrigued.
And on the Most Haunted, Jules, because obviously a lot of that they say is for entertainment purposes. If if you watch it, so
Yeah.
anyone that watched any of theirs,
Hi, Mildred.
there is one that you can watch it on YouTube.
Okay.
And they went to. It's not far from us.
Gresson
It's called Gressing Hall
workhouse.
Workhouse. So it's a visit. People can go. They visit there during the day, you know. But it's quite renowned for being sort of having haunted and paranormal activity there. So they done that, but it was a special, and it was only 2 of them. And you can see it on YouTube. And at this Gressing Hall, there's this old schoolhouse or school classroom. We've still got all the tables, the kiddie tables in there, and a piano and that. And then there's this old little sort of cottage. and the two of it was Cole and this one of the other ones that was on it, and they done an investigation there, and at the end of it, they said like they stand by everything that was caught, and they caught some activity like buckets moving, and it was the first time I'd ever seen the Most Haunted come up, and they say this is not for entertainment, but they stand by everything that happened, and they sort of shit themselves at times there.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
But if you ever seen it, it's the Most Haunted Gressing Hall Workhouse.
My friend Kirsty's in the chat now. She thinks she would go. I don't know what she means by go over the top if she did get into it, but I am sure she is a white witch because there is. I have known her 20 odd years. And there is things that she has said and things that she has felt which has come true. And I think she would be a good addition to come out with us sometime because I think she would get the feelings like, say, you do, Lisa, and Daz does. I think Kirsty would also get those feelings of something because I don't know what it is, but umpteen times she said, I know, but
Oh, you should, Kirsty.
you should try and
Go for it. It's like, it's like a whole new journey to start going on, isn't it? I suppose.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a skill. She's definitely got some sort of gift, but she's not really interested in, pursuing it. But there's been so many times that she has said something and it's like come to be true, come to fruition, and God knows how. But yeah, it's weird, absolutely weird. But
I think for me, I was interested in paranormal as a kid. I remember reading this book. I had this book called Supernatural World, and it had good pictures and stuff, but it had vampires and doppelgangers and Bigfoot and stuff in there. And then I enjoyed reading horror novels. And then I lived in a house with an active ghost, very active. Although it had a pattern, it was just back and forth. And then I kind of forgot it for many years, and then sort of Jules got me back into it, really. And well, the interest has always been there, for sure.
Yeah, well, it would be if I'd have seen something going backwards and forwards, I'd be like,
regular. I used to sit in the settee reading and just talk to it sometimes.
My mum had a house like that. She was the same. It's just.
I bet that was a residual spirit, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, that was going
I'll be honest, it was a better conversation than my partner at the time.
But didn't you used to go to your neighbours and shut their curtains and stuff like that when they were
I'll tell this story, yeah, for sure. So my neighbours next door, now these houses, to give you an idea, they were sort of 1920s, 30s townhouses. Some of them had still little marble sculptures on the archways, little faces either side.
Yeah.
Some of them had old tiles. They were high ceilings, drafty and damp, very full of atmosphere houses. And my neighbour went away on holiday, said, would you do me curtains? Back in the days when people still did that. And I'd do the downstairs curtains, and then I'd go upstairs and do his daughter's room, which is what he wanted me to do. So on about the third day, so I did day 1 and 2, no problem. On about the third day, I went in and I just felt off straight away. I got a cold feeling in the back of my neck, like I do when I know something's... Yeah. And I was walking up the stairs and I felt like I'm getting it now, just thinking about it. Felt like something was watching me. All the while I was walking upstairs, I'd done the downstairs curtains. I went upstairs in his daughter's room and the wardrobe was wide open. Hadn't been the day before. Wide open. So I shut it and I did the curtains, and all the way down the stairs I got the same feeling like I was being watched again.
That's a strange feeling, that, isn't it?
Oh,
It really
yeah. And I
is.
made myself go back the next day. It wasn't, the wardrobe doors weren't open again, but that feeling never left me after that.
Yeah,
Once I
yeah,
detected that energy, it never left me
yeah.
when I was in that house.
Oh my gosh, Mara, 5 or 6 on the upstairs hallway.
Really? Oh wow.
It's that feeling of being like, there was that same place where I got poked in the back. I always was being like, felt that I was being watched in that place, and it's a funny feeling because you don't know what you're being watched by because you can't see it, but you know you're being watched. You can almost see it in your mind's eye, can't you? Sort of standing there like looking at you, curious. But no, I don't like it either, Joe.
Very strange.
Standing on the attic stairs.
Anything else, Daz?
Well, let's have a look, see what we've got for you. So, here we are. Here's an interesting question. Talking about equipment. So, 2-part question. So, what's your favourite method of detection? And do you prefer tech-based or traditional methods like dowsing rods and pendulums? Starting with Alice.
Oh, I think you always, it's that your instinct, isn't it? I think the best equipment is us, to be honest. I like, it's not good for if you're doing like a live investigation because it's pretty boring for the people watching, but I like to just do that sit, watch in silence and observe kind of thing and just see what's happening before it, like anything else, just using your own senses, just in quiet. I'm just sitting and watching.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Are you there, Rob, or
Yeah,
just
I
on
am.
my...
I am. Yeah.
Do you remember that advert? Was it Tetley Tea? Sydney, are you there?
What's your thoughts on it, Rob? What's your favourite
Yeah,
method of
I'm here.
detection?
I quite like the SLS camera,
Yeah, that's good, isn't
but it's also something that's easily sort of debunked. But when you are getting stuff happening with it that you can't explain, it baffles me. You know, with a stick man.
I think
and there's no
the more you
reason
use it, the more you get
it's
used to seeing what's a false reading. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
the one I would go back to is the one at Gary's Cottage, which I never saw,
it?
but
Yeah.
everyone tells me was one of the best SLSs you've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you not watch that one back?
I don't think I did. I forget whose live it was on, but I never did. No.
Yeah, I can't remember now whose it was. I think so many people took screenshots, but I've still got screenshots of that. But you would have seen the screenshots anyway, wouldn't you?
So when you have something like that, and you're picking up like a stick man or stick girl, something, that's where I just like having other equipment, like several equipments, all picking up something at the same time.
Yeah.
Because you can't explain that, and I'm one that's always trying to debunk something. There's always a reason. I've always been at Rachel's the other way. She doesn't, she'll be explaining that's sort of there, and I'm always looking for an answer.
And
So
like
if
Joe
you've got
says,
multiple,
I know what you mean. Yeah, you got them all running at the same time. But like Joe says in the chat there about human senses, when it comes to human senses, some of the calmest places I've been the graveyards. Wouldn't you agree, Joe?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you'd think there would be, though, wouldn't you, really?
Well, yeah, I know, but like, you would think there'd be spirit energy and residual, but I've some of the graveyard when I sat, because I make a point of standing and just relaxing for a minute and trying to feel energies, and generally in graveyards it's really quiet, really peaceful.
You'd explain it because a lot of graveyards, people have the whole thing is that they're laid to rest, isn't it? They're at peace. We've found most of the activity or something that we found at places like it's most common that you get people at asylums, old asylums, and that. Like Jules, where you've worked in a hospital. Hospitals to me would be a hive of activity.
Oh gosh, yeah.
You know,
I mean, my
you get an
colleagues
abandoned
have
hospital or abandoned asylum, them sort of prisons, them sort of places. They're
Places
the
where
places.
people are in strife,
Yeah,
of one kind or another, yeah.
you
Well,
know,
Julie will tell you,
people
got
have
loads of
hung
stories from
themselves
hospitals.
or all these things.
Yeah, I mean, where I work, we one of the girls heard marching. One of the girls saw a man in the doorway. One of the girls saw a shadow pass her because she thought it was an actual colleague going out the door, but it
Is that
wasn't.
the same hospital where you were staying that time when you had the sleep paralysis?
No, same hospital, but different area in the hospital. Where I work now, it happened. Yeah, where I actually work now, this is what people have seen. And obviously, it's an old hospital because it used to be, before it was like a general hospital, it used to be a sanatorium.
Oh gosh.
We've got this huge old building in the middle of the hospital, which was the owner's residence, and I think that was initially the only that and another couple of buildings were the only ones on that land to begin with. And then obviously it turned from a sanatorium into like a general hospital. But yeah, there's been a lot of stories from where I work and where I particularly work at the moment. It's pre-war, pre Second World War. Maybe late. It was even later than that. The actual ground. There's actually a castle turret. There's a tower just across the car park, and it's still in really, really good condition. So the land is old. So we've had one of the girls seen a male figure. One of the girls had marching. One of the girls, like I say, saw a shadow and thought it was her colleague going out through the door. But then the colleague came again a few minutes later, and we said, "Oh, I thought you'd gone." And then no, so there's quite a lot of stories, not just in the building I work in, but in a lot of the other buildings. So you can imagine that from all different eras, these spirits and ghosts. I mean, one girl sensed Roman soldiers, so that's
Really?
probably the marching. She's quite sensitive. One of the girls who I work with, she's quite spiritual. She was the one who saw a man just stood in a doorway looking at us. She can sense when there's something there. Watching us or walking by us. It's fascinating, really. I said, I wish I could.
It fascinates me. Like it's like Joe Sims in the chat. Her senses, when she's active, isn't she? And the stuff she sensed at Paula's house was bang on the money. Absolutely bang on the money.
Yeah. I quite like Lisa said and like Rob said. It's nice to be listening, using your ears, listening for sounds, listening for noises. I do like the motion sensors that we use because how's it gone off? What set it off? It's those questions that go on your head. What set that off? That hadn't gone off before. What set? Like when we was in the cellar in Wath Town Hall, we'd shut the door. The music
box.
Nothing should have set that off.
Nothing should have set that off because we were behind a closed door.
A thick door at that.
A thick wooden door, and that started going off in the next room to us.
And
didn't
it was facing away from the door that was shut, so it was just facing away into darkness.
Yeah. And I do like things that run off motion, or, things that can be, lights or noise, things like that. I do like things like that. Yeah. I like it all.
I'm really fond of the Spirit Talker when it's on form.
Oh, when it's relevant, it's fabulous, isn't it?
Yeah.
When it's relevant, yeah. I really wish I could hear some of the words necrophonic comes out with, but I always struggle to hear.
Practice with that. We'll do it more on a live. We'll sit there with it between us and we'll listen. Oh, Jo saw someone by her bed when she had pneumonia. Was that a dark presence, Jo, or was that someone protecting you?
I had something similar to that when I had a sleep paralysis attack, and it was a really strong one. It was several years back before I learnt tricks of wiggling your toes into your subconscious to get out of it. But my Uncle Jojo, who's always looking out for me, was stroking my head. It's okay, you're safe. You're safe. Because I knew I felt it and I knew it was him. It was okay. It wasn't scary because wasn't like an unknown sort of sinister thing. It was just stroking my head and saying, it's okay, you're safe. But that was weird. That's like right, almost like behind and to the side of me.
I would like to say, I'd love more proof like that. In a way, I would love to be touched. I would, love to experience something more. But nothing yet. So we'll see. We'll see how the journey continues.
Well, do you remember Pauline was out with Lindsay once and something pinched her bum?
Yeah. That was in that old building.
Italian restaurant, was it? I think.
Yeah, they were in the kitchens, weren't they?
So that'll be a cheeky Italian waiter, that trying to get attention.
And the boys were there with her at the same time when there was a child or something, wasn't it? There was a confirming something come through at the same time that confirmed it. That was a really good
really, Mara?
evidence, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That would freak you out as a kid. Yeah. Hiya, Deco treat toppers.
Definitely when you're a kid and you're not really aware, and something touches your hair or strokes your hair.
Yes, I mean that could be taken in a couple of ways, couldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, I've always thought of my dad being like not into anything ghost spirits. I always thought he would think it was absolutely ridiculous seeing spirits and ghosts and stuff like that. But when he was laid on the sofa and he looked over at my mum and saw her mum looking at her, and then he turned away and he looked again and she was still there. Now, my dad is the most rational person going, down to earth.
Yeah, he is.
Would call something like that, don't be silly, ridiculous, usually salt of the earth type man. But when he said he saw his mother-in-law looking at her own daughter from the chest up, just staring at her, he couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
So whether he was half asleep and was just dreamt about her, I don't know. But he said he turned away. He looked again, she was there. He turned away, and then she was gone. And he told my mother exactly how she was stood, from the sort of waist up, just facing my mother, while my mother was sat in her armchair, fiddling on her iPad, just staring at her. And my dad, he didn't believe in anything like that, really.
I got that, Mara.
Yeah.
I got the joke.
Brilliant.
Bosscat says, do you think animals can see spirits?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good question. Definitely, I think.
Definitely, yeah. I think they can. Cats and dogs definitely
Yeah.
The
can.
amount of time cats are looking at something in the room that you
when they
can't
do
see.
it.
God, yeah.
When they look at something that's behind you and they're looking at you, but they're looking behind you and they're like that and their eyes wide and you're like, what? What? What are you looking
Yeah.
at? There's nothing there. There best be a blooming fly on the wall, I swear.
We used to have a neighbourhood cat that it'd always turn up at someone's doorstep, and usually someone died. It was like a bloody harbinger of death.
Yeah, what colour was it?
Oh, black and I think it was definitely mostly white. I think it had some other colours on it. It was a long time ago.
Oh, gosh, yeah. Yeah.
We had a neighbourhood cat called Gandalf, and because he was called Gandalf, I was besotted with the neighbourhood cat. It was Gandalf.
Well, the cat called the cat reaper.
Oh, it's freaky when they do that, isn't it, boss cat?
We've just befriended a cat that keeps coming in our garden. I was out by the car earlier on, and he just meowed at me, come up for fuss. Ever such a nice little cat.
But yeah, I definitely think animals can see a lot more, their perception. Because they're not programmed like we are. I mean, we've kind of programmed in society to this whole 9 to 5, aren't we? But animals don't get up in the morning and go to, well, we don't know what they get up to in the night when we're asleep, but you don't see them. They wake up naturally when they need to wake up. They don't force themselves up with alarms and just start getting on with 9 to 5 and sort of doing human things. They're more natural, and we should be natural and doing what we used to do. That's why they say we wake up early hours of the morning sometimes, because naturally we'd be in the ancient times, we'd be tending to the fire and making sure it had enough wood. So
I'm going to put that on my next sick note to the boss.
You need to wake up and tend
I'm
to fire.
just going to put, I want to live naturally, so I'll come in when I want to, so bug off. Hi,
I've got fires to stoke.
Next steps.
Next
You're all right,
steps.
darling.
Messing with our heads, Steppy.
I know. Next steps. Oh, hope you're okay, darling. We're just talking about anything paranormal. After we've done a bit of pendulum.
Yeah, that's true.
tonight.
I'm definitely a night owl. I'm not a morning person. I'm not a morning person at all.
I'm usually early hours of the morning.
Yeah, I'm early hours of the morning, but not after still being awake, not getting up in the morning. I can't get up in the mornings.
No, I don't. I must admit, because I wake up a lot in the middle of the night, I like to go back to sleep and then if I'm not awake,
Bye.
I like to get up about 9 o'clock if I'm not at work, obviously. I hate getting up for them 2 days a week sometimes. I just can't do it. I'm good, thanks, Nate. I'm really good. We've had a real nice night. We've had Robin, Rich and Lisa. We've been talking about everything paranormal. We've done a bit of pendulum. We've done some oracle cards that we've got. And
we want to make this a regular Sunday thing, don't we?
Yeah, I think
a little
so.
bit of social paranormal chat, a little bit of other stuff, a couple of hour live, just a little something to end your week off, kind of thing.
Yeah,
it is. It's nice.
Isn't it?
And
It is
thank
nice.
you so much for the new people that have come in as
Yeah,
well.
I'm an all-day exhausted as well.
Mara
Thank you,
and Dan.
Mara, Wild Flame. Thank you for joining us. Hope you can
Thank you,
join us
guys.
again sometime. It'd be lovely to see
Yeah,
you.
like if Dan's working with Emily again, I'll definitely
Don't worry,
get
Nat.
to Mara and see if he's working with her through the necrophonic or something. If any more words come through, it'd be interesting to find out what she's saying.
Always nice to have your insight in the chat, Joe Sims. You know that.
Oh, always, Joe. You're quite on point with a lot of stuff, my lovely.
Yeah.
We're going to make it a regular thing anyway, regular Sunday night.
Sundays is going to be one of our nights, isn't it? Yeah.
Sunday's going to be one of our nights. We've decided to schedule, so definitely we're going to be on Sundays. We're going to have a chat about other nights we're going to be on. And when we get... I think we might try and go out at least once a week as well. Obviously, weather permitting.
Yeah, it's awkward, isn't it, this time of year?
If I can get any indoor places, we will. We'll try and start to look at some indoor places. We'll go to Gary's again.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've got another one in mind, but I keep pestering him. This guy who lives in this old like warehouse, what was
Yeah.
converted into flats. I'm gonna go and try and
Have a good
encourage
evening
him.
too, Mara.
Have a good evening, Mara. Thanks for popping in.
But we're going to definitely make it as regular,
I'll give you a
so
follow.
there, and everybody can come on and chat about
Yeah.
anything and everything.
There
I'd
you
like
go.
to see you guys go to the Lord lines again, but the only problem with those buildings is the signal, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Well, that's not the biggest problem. The biggest problem is they are an absolute
rife with drug
magnet
dealers and
for
stuff like that.
Yeah,
undesirables,
yeah. That's the point.
recreational drug users.
Yeah, we
Um,
have places like that. We have an old chapel,
Oh,
and they had to
Nettie.
like board it up and everything because they were going inside the old St. Michael's Chapel. It's like built on a not on a graveyard, but on a hill in woods, and you can see it at the top. You can see it when you drive down the road. It's like this old chapel. It's an old pagan site actually, but the hermit used to live in this chapel, and it had like a little watch bit, and it was like a lookout point. But it's a really interesting place, but sadly the undesirables graffitied it and they cleaned it all off, but they keep going up there, and they were going inside it, and I don't know how they're still getting in there, but they're still managing to get in even though it's been barred up. But it's a shame that they do that.
Net,
Really is.
big hugs to you, my darling.
big hugs, yeah.
hugs. Oh my goodness me.
so
5
sorry
months
to
is no
hear
time
that.
at all.
I'm so sorry to hear that. I've no idea. Oh, it's so hard for you,
Bless
my love.
you.
sorry for your loss.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be hard for you, bless you. Well, if you ever want to...
Everybody's here. We're all here. I know you don't know me very well, but my inbox is always open to like anybody that's sort of struggling and needs
And
to
I was
chat.
just
Always here for anyone.
You know, come in anytime, DM us anytime. You know, we're always here.
Yeah, we're here for you.
We're
Of
always
course we are.
here.
Yeah.
And the boys are always there as well to make you laugh, aren't they?
Yeah.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Rob, for joining
Thank
us.
you guys.
Thanks, guys. It's been great fun.
Enjoyed it.
And we shall do this, no doubt, next week if everyone's schedules call for it. Thank you, Lou. Nice to see you, mate.
Thank you, avoiding those
Bye, Lou.
pigeons. British pigeons.
Hopefully, the next time you can have Rachel instead.
Oh, Rob.